And the cameraman says go. Hello everybody, we're live here at V's Kitchen and we want to welcome you tonight to the live version. We're going to get you out of here in 30 minutes or less, probably less. We've timed this perfectly, that's my intention. And we're going to make 2 desserts today and possibly a whipped cream. Very excited about that. We are doing the apple crisp, which is our cameraman's favorite of all my desserts. I don't know why, because there are so many amazing desserts. The mousse is my new favorite. And we're also going to make the mousse tonight. So we're going to start with the apple crisp and we'll walk through how easy that is to make. And then we will, as that is baking in the oven, so you don't have to wait around on us, we've got other things going on. We're going to make you the avocado chocolate mousse as well. And today on the show, we have one of my good friends for many, many years. This is Mary Z.
Hi, how's everyone? Grateful to be here, excited to try new food.
Yay! Now Mary does not have to be gluten and dairy free, so she is one of you who are richly blessed that you do not have to eat on a restricted diet. And I love bringing non-restricted diet people on to the show because it shows the rest of you that it's not as disgusting as you think it is. It's actually pretty damn good. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna put Mary to work. Actually, she was working before she started on the show because we had her help us cut up all kinds of stuff. So what we did here is we're starting with, this is actually normally 4 apples. You can make a bigger batch, a smaller batch. You can adjust it to however works for you. If you want to make a couple of them, you want to make one big one, just pay attention to the recipe and then you can just double it if you want to make a big one. This, what we did was 4 apples. We threw in some pears, because we like pear and you're more than welcome to do that. And I know it said apple crisp, but we get a little innovative around here and these shows live, so I can change whatever I want. But you can do 4 apples in here. That's what we're starting with, is like 4 pieces of fruit. And then this recipe is so super easy. You need a gluten and dairy-free pancake mix. We all know I don't promote products, but I like this one. So that we're going to use, and we also use an organic coconut sugar, and then we use the better butter. If you want to know about the better butter, you have to go to my YouTube channel and watch my video, 6 minutes to better butter. So Mary is now going to begin to make the crisp coating on this, which is so easy. We all know I do not measure. I'm not a fan of measuring, but I'm doing it just for you people. About a cup of the gluten and dairy-free pancake mix.
Where's the?
Approximately a cup. That's not bad for someone who doesn't measure. That's pretty close.
You too.
Yeah. And then you're just gonna take like, probably, I would do like 3 of those.
Okay.
Like a tablespoon, like 3 tablespoons. And you can taste that and see how you like the flavor. I'm not a big sweet person, as you guys know. I don't do a lot of sweet. So I do like 3 of those.
Smells good.
And yes, she did wash her hands, because
Yes.
what she's about to do might gross some people out.
Are
But
you
the
gonna
rest,
make me get dirty?
you're gonna deal with your hands. You getting dirty on V's show today. Little did they know the show's dirty show.
You should welcome Patrick Delinsky.
Patrick! Hi, Patrick! Welcome to the show. Please ask questions. We don't know. I think that's about 2 tablespoons. We're going to guesstimate.
Looks good.
Yeah,
Looks close.
approximately.
I'm
So now
supposed
you
to
got to
cream
do
this?
you got to do it with your fingers. We said get dirty. Really?
Here we go.
See? She had no idea what was going to happen to her when she came here today. All right, so then we're going to put a little bit more. See, how you gauge your butter is by the texture of the powder.
Okay.
So what it's going to do is going to come to a crumbly
Okay.
texture. So that's the important part, because the butter is seriously what's going to make it like super delicious. And so you want to make sure you have enough butter, not too much, because we made the mistake of putting too much butter in one time, and it gets like mushy like a ball, you know, like dough. So you definitely don't want it to be like that. If it gets like that, add a little bit more of the pancake mix and maybe a little bit more sugar, because we all make that mistake. So figure 3 or 4 tablespoons Yeah, see, it's not quite crumbly enough, so we're gonna add a little bit more butter. Show them
What
what you.
a great recipe to do with kids.
Yeah, see how it's still real powdery in there? So we're gonna add more butter. Usually I use a stick of butter altogether, but because we're using the better butter, we're kind of estimating. So figure about a stick of butter and add it in square, like in small squares. So as you break it up, see how it's starting to get a different texture now?
Mm-hmm.
So
Feel it.
Yeah, it gets that crumbly texture. You guys didn't know I brought the exact perfect person on the show for this particular show.
You want to hear what Dawn is asking or saying?
Is it Dawn Mayer?
Yeah.
Oh my God, hi Dawn!
I hate avocados, but I love that mousse.
That's the greatest compliment ever because Dawn hates avocados.
If you hadn't told me, I would not have known.
Nice. Thank you, Dawn.
You should call it surprise so people don't know.
I know. Well, they saw it on Facebook. That's where I made the mistake. And so they go, is that avocado?
Is this the right consistency?
They go, is that avocado mousse that's getting better?
Okay.
See how it starts to form crumb?
Yeah.
You see that? So that's kind of where we want it to be.
So, okay.
And maybe a little bit more butter because it's still a little too.
More butter works for me.
Yeah, more butter always works for me. Girlfriend, I get. Trust me, I'm a butter freak. Don't give me any of that fake butter. I want
Oh,
real.
no.
But I mix my butter with oil, so that should probably do it.
This will do it.
That is so delicious. So that's what's going to go on top of the apples. In the interim, I'm going to take a little bit of coconut milk, just a little bit, and kind of pour it over top of here. And you can mix it with cinnamon. I'm going to sprinkle some cinnamon in here. You can do clove, you can do nutmeg, whatever you like on your apples. You can do 5 spices really good, or add a little bit of cayenne. Everybody knows I'll put cayenne on. I put cayenne on anything I can. So just put a little bit of cinnamon on there. Just shake it on. If you love cinnamon, just shake a lot more cinnamon. But it doesn't have to be a precise science because I promise you this recipe comes out perfect every time, no matter how many different ways I've made it. So just sprinkle your cinnamon all over. A little tiny bit of coconut milk in there. Oh, now see, that's the texture.
I feel it.
See? Look at that. See that? That's the texture right there. And right, you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to wash your hands?
I think I would.
Come on, babe.
I can be like the kids and try to eat it. Oh, it tastes wonderful.
Isn't it delicious? You would never even know that was, I'm going to put a little tiny bit more. You would never know that was gluten-free, right? I'm also a proponent of a little bit of salt because salt brings out the flavor in fruit, and I know people go, oh my God, if you don't want salt, please don't use salt. I use salt in my kitchen. So I'll put a little bit of salt on here, it brings out the flavor of the apple. I use pink Himalayan sea salt. You want a little cayenne on your apple?
A little hot, spicy.
You guys want a little hot spicy apple?
Yeah, let's do it.
However you make it, honey.
Well, I say, since we're going to be eating it after the show, let's all do a
Let's
little
do
bit of hot spicy apple. We have Mary Spicy, and she's here, so we're going to do spice for Mary.
Now, I missed the part with the salt. Can you use the pink Himalayan salt?
I use pink Himalayan.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just shake it over the top.
Perfect.
And you have just a tiny bit of, you don't need to like flood the bowl, you know, just put a little bit because the water from the apples is going to cook out of it too. So it just gives it like a little tiny gravy kind of, and not really, you don't want too much in there. So now, Mary, now that you've cleaned your hands.
Like, I wish I brought my nail brush.
Say hi to Tiffany.
Tiffany's back. Hi, Tiffany. So take this and just spread the crumbles all over the top. Make it look pretty. So now this is actually going to cook for, I'm going to put it in the oven because we're here with you and we want to get you all out of here at a reasonable hour. We're going to go ahead, I put it at 400 degrees, but normally I put it at 350 for like 20, maybe 25 minutes. You can check it. You definitely don't want to cook it to death, you know, where it's like burnt on top. Unless you like it that way, then you could do it that way. But I don't like it burnt on top. I want the apples cooked, you know, not too mushy. So we went ahead and upped the temperature so that we can get everything done in time and have these guys taste, excuse me, everything. So we're doing 400 degrees for, we're gonna try it at about 15 minutes. Mary, you look like you're playing in the sandbox. You're so damn cute.
That's why you picked me for this.
You are
Because I
just
like to
cute.
play in the sand.
That is beautiful.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
Okay.
So look how gorgeous this is. That is what it's going to look like before you put it in the oven. Now we
That's
preheated
beautiful.
the oven, so we're ready for everybody. I'm gonna throw that bad boy right in the oven. We're gonna put the oven light on, and we're gonna set the timer because we all know I get sidetracked. So we're gonna set a timer for 15 minutes. We definitely don't want to burn it on live TV. That'd be really bad. Well, anything can happen, so
Keep it interesting.
that's what we tell everyone. Now we're going to show you how totally easy it is to make the avocado mousse. And when I tell you this recipe, every person who has tried this recipe so far has been like, it's really, really good. And we have some for our cameraman and for our guests to try. I made it last night, so, and it's, I can't wait. I'm gonna join you all in eating that one. So all you need, well, you definitely need a food processor. So what we're gonna do now, Mary, if you can cut that avocado. I'm gonna cut avocado. I do 3, like small Haas avocados. Make sure they're nice and soft. And then you just take off the skin. Look at that beautiful. I love avocados so much. I know someone said, just get the spoon, but I'm a peeler, sorry. You know who you are if you're watching this video. So take that, throw all the avocado in. I'm actually working on my own show. Usually I put, oh, I do have to do a call out. All right, I'm gonna do it because he's supposed to be here and he's not. So Dennis Landry, you know, you were supposed to be on the show tonight. However, he canceled on us for all things love. So you're forgiven. We will let you slide. Next time, this will be the second time you cancel. If you cancel a third time, you are never invited back. Love you, but no.
Barred.
Barred from the Eating with V show.
No food for you.
No food for you. You go now. So here's our avocado. This is gonna look so gross. I tell you all, when this all gets together in the blender, it's gonna look really bad. But when it's all done, it's gonna look amazing, and it tastes spectacular, which is all that really matters. Now this is one of the recipes that I am going to measure because the amount of cocoa that goes in here is important. We are using a Hershey's Special Dark Cocoa.
Mike Henry is showing you.
Mike Henry! Hi Mike! You guys want to try this one? I am not even playing.
And some Joe guy keeps texting.
Joe's texting. Hi Joe, don't text me while I'm on the show. Any other time is great. 1/4 cup of Hershey Special Dark. Yeah, it's not what I wanted it to do. Go in with the avocado. Plus I add an extra tablespoon because I did do this and I have perfected this recipe, so please do as I say. She's such a brat.
Write this down.
Write it down. They're too busy watching because the show is so much fun. Then we do about 1 teaspoon of, you can just pour it in here, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract.
I'm like, she's tricked me.
Oh,
You could just pour it in. Oh, sure you can if you take the lid.
You know it's not going to be easy around here, girlfriend.
We'll work for food.
You on stage, girl. You're working for your food. Then we're going to do 1/4 cup. Now, if you want this more like a pudding, go to 1/2 cup. I like the mousse. I like the truffly, rich texture. So I use 1/4 cup of coconut milk, unsweetened, because I don't do sweetened coconut stuff. And then, as I say that, I do sweetened coconut organic sugar, but this one, Mary's gonna do 4 tablespoons of the sugar. Jeff. Who else do we have on? Nobody's talking?
It's a quiet Tuesday night.
Everybody else is remaining silent.
Remaining, you're choosing to remain silent? Come on. Ask
It won't be
questions,
held
ask
against you.
questions. Ask questions. Thank you, my love. So as easy as that is, it does have to stay plugged in. Too bad. It will not work any other way.
Try to send subliminal message.
Send subliminal messages. Send good intentions to the avocado mixture in the food processor. So
Yeah, I
if
wore
I'm-
my green on my nails to go for the avocado.
She broke the show high five. So you saw what went in there. 3 avocados, really easy. Just half them. Put in a half a cup of cocoa, Hershey Special Dark, plus a tablespoon, and then put in 4 tablespoons of organic coconut sugar. Yes, use my little Vanna White. And then don't forget about the unsweetened coconut milk, and it's only 1/4 cup if you want the rich texture. If you want it to be more like a pudding, make sure you add an extra 1/2 cup. Then, get ready because it's gonna get loud. Step back, it's gonna get loud. Go for it. It's not gonna choke on you. Scrape down the sides so we get everything that was on the sides into there because you don't want to waste one bite of this stuff, I promise you. So we're gonna do that. Now when it's warm, it doesn't taste at all like it does when it's cold. So when you taste it warm, taste it warm. Taste it warm, Jeff.
I haven't tried it cold, but it doesn't taste bad.
It
warm.
doesn't taste bad warm, but you've tasted it warm.
Okay.
Wait until you taste it cold. It's a whole different animal. So we're gonna put this back on. It's gonna get loud again for a second. Look at that.
That's awesome.
You wouldn't even imagine. This is like, Jeff, check this out. So look at this. See that texture? How rich? Then all you do with this is take it and put it into some kind of dishes. It made 4 of these. So 3 small avocados will make 4 good size. So just take that, put them into your glass dishes. I cover them with a saran and leave them in the fridge overnight. So, I mean, you can try to eat it that day. Some people like to put ice cubes in it. This recipe is perfect because it's done this way. So at least 3 or 4 hours in the fridge or overnight. I leave them overnight because I like them to be so.
Dawn says, I know you're going to save me some, right?
Yes, I am. And
Come back tomorrow.
We still have your chocolate and your granola in the freezer, which means you have to make some time for me, Missy May.
Not time to spice.
These are 2 different versions. This is one I made last night, and this is one that I made the other day. But I want you guys to taste them both. So taste this. Look at the texture of that. See that truffle-like texture? You see how rich that is? So taste that.
I'll take the new one.
You're gonna try this one.
I had the other one.
Oh yeah, he did.
Totally different. Totally different.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
You
Who
wouldn't
knew
know.
eating healthy would be so good?
Okay, here's the new one. This one was just made last night. Jeff, make sure you express your pleasure over the camera.
Oh, the difference.
But you see the difference between the flavor. Delicious?
I can't swear, can I?
Like,
Maybe not.
That's really effing good.
I knew he was going there.
High five. Nicely done.
Okay.
Bang.
Like, very young.
But you see the difference between the taste when it's warm and the taste when it's cold.
It's not even the same product.
It's night and day.
It really is.
The texture is so different. So, fabulousness. Help yourself.
Margaret Tanner, Margie.
Tanner! Hi, baby girl.
Birthday girl.
Yay, Tanner.
I'm eating your birthday dessert. Very good.
Tanner needs some of that. She wouldn't even believe for 1 minute that it was this good.
This is amazing.
Isn't that yummy-licious?
I don't know.
So now at this point, we're gonna go ahead, because we still have about 5 minutes. We are live. Told you we're live. So we have about 5 minutes. We are about to make a, I just totally lost my train of thought.
You're gonna make a whipped cream?
Whipped cream. Yes. See, there's a reason why Mary's here. I did the squirrel like you did before. Mary's like, squirrel, squirrel. Monica's like, oh, squirrel.
I like looking at your pretty nails.
Yeah, oh, those are pretty. What are those? Let me see your toes. What's this? What's that? All right, can we unplug
And
that?
she says, hi, beautiful Mary.
Hi, how are you?
You know I only hang with the best.
It's like
It's a tax. Can you open it? We have to keep, the thing with the coconut milk is that has to be refrigerated.
it's cold.
The can itself has to be refrigerated overnight. And the reason is because it separates. So the liquidy part of the coconut milk goes to the bottom and the thicker part kind of freezes to the top when it's cold. And that's the part we want. We want that chunky, thick part because we're going to turn that into a whipped creamer.
Interesting.
We're going to try with stevia because I can't have easy sweets anymore. Thank you, Margie.
Off with her head.
Off with her head. Stop taking stuff out of my diet. I almost said a curse word like Jeff. I caught myself. See how that works? You just take out this part from the can and you see what's left. So I'll use that for another recipe with something else.
Oh.
So I take that part out and so we just use that thick part from there and I save that and I use it for a different recipe. So now, Mary, what you're gonna do, we're gonna put just a couple, put the vanilla where you need it. I'm gonna put a little tiny bit of vanilla in there. Say maybe a half a teaspoon. And then we're gonna do a little bit of stevia. Push your fingers that it tastes good. Because y'all know I'm not a fan of stevia. I need to change that intention. I know I do.
It's amazing.
It's delicious. It's so fabulous. So,
You ready to make?
yes, ma'am. Just mix
Mix
her,
it, baby.
mix her up.
How do
I'm
I
gonna
use
check
this little blender thing?
Oh my
There you go. First day.
God. First day with her blender. Oh my God, that was hilarious.
You too can make this.
Like I said, you never know what's gonna happen on Eat With Eco. I always invite the right people. Notice how that happens. They're just throwing stuff around the kitchen.
That's how I roll.
Look at how happy she looks doing it now. You can tell she likes
I love
to cook.
using electrical instruments. I don't know.
Is that to your mind?
It's electrical.
It depends on where your mind goes.
Whip it, baby. It was getting hot in here.
It is good.
It's that apple crisp.
I'm standing right by the oven. That's what's going
What
on.
consistency do you want? I suppose we don't want you to chop your fingers off.
Yeah, please don't chop off any fingers. We need all of those so you guys can see what that's looking like. It's more so the flavor.
Good?
Surprisingly. Go ahead. Yay. Try it out. Stick your finger in it. This is podunk around here, folks. Y'all forget I'm a country.
Very good.
I'm a country girl, babe. This is how we roll.
Yeehaw.
Know that if you come to my house for dinner, I've probably licked my fingers at least once. Oh my God. I definitely invited the right people on the show. There's a chunk of something in the coconut, it's probably a chunk of the fat that is actually just does not want to break up.
I
But
hate when that happens.
yeah, me too. But it's still
Kill
good.
that fat.
It's still good. Okay, so the timer's telling us that we probably did that.
Yay.
Fabulousness. I should just put a whole pile of spoons on the counter. I don't know why I bothered even putting them away. So that's the texture of your whipped cream.
So pretty.
Isn't that lovely? Jeff?
What do you think, Mr. Taste Tester?
Oh my God, that's hot.
He needs to be on something.
Such a baby.
Some crisp.
It's the stevia, I know. So here's your apple crisp.
Smells so delicious.
See how it's starting to brown a little bit on the top? And that's because we had it in there super high. If you guys, I would just put it at 350 and leave it in there for 20 to 25 minutes because we still got crisp on the apples are still kind of crispy. So, but this will be perfect for the show so that you can see how to do it, which is my intention was for you to learn how to make it because it is so fabulous. And what you can do too is when you're making the apple crisp, just put a little bit of the coconut milk in a bowl and then put your spices in there, your salt, and you can mix it up beforehand or you can sprinkle it on top like I did. It doesn't matter. Sometimes it's better to mix it in. And if you add too much coconut milk, like if you want to do a little bit more coconut milk, you can add some arrowroot powder. I put a little bit of arrowroot powder. That's like my cornstarch. So I use arrowroot powder, thickens it up really nice. So if you like it saucier, you know, like a little bit more sauce in there. Like I like it a little saucier. Sometimes I'm saucy.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do that, put a little bit of arrowroot, put more coconut milk, put arrowroot, your sweetener, and whatever you're going to do, and then pour it on top, and then put the crisp on. Okay? Nice and easy. So we're going to have these guys try. It's so hot by the stove. Woo!
It's really hot in the kitchen.
We're going to have these guys try. That's because we're in the kitchen. That's because we here. All right, we're going to have Mary and try this out. And Jeff's going to get to try it after we're done. But this is going to be hot, Mary. And you don't have time for it to cool, Mama.
Oh, so you're trying to melt my mouth.
It's going to melt your mouth all right. Okay. Don't fight with me. Stop. You will listen. All right. So we're going to do this for Mary so you guys can see what it looks like. Fabulousness. And then we're going to put some whipped cream onto it for her so she can try the coconut whipped cream also. Put on the side in case you don't like it.
I think I will.
My God.
Oh, wow.
Blow on it for her like a Cleopatra.
I never blew
Hot
on
out of
things
the
on
oven.
TV before.
I think that's TMI. That might really be TMI.
Sorry, Mom.
You see, we brought the right person on the show. Clearly. Are y'all entertained?
All right, should we try? Go for it?
Mhm.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Can't wait to see her face.
That is really good, B.
Yes!
I think I can do this gluten-free thing.
Mm-hmm.
You might convince me to switch over.
Susan Healy Van Eyck.
Hi, Susan Von Aiken. Hi, Susan. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thanks for coming on. It's really good.
It is really good. You
Yes,
get your
I did.
cameraman to get some food.
And I did take the Invisalign out before I had time to make sure I could eat on a show.
I'm eating some more.
Nice to be able to talk, too. That's a good thing. So that was it.
Wow, that's
Nice and
really
easy.
good.
Isn't that delicious? So we want to thank Mary for coming on today. Thank you so much, Mary, for being here and helping out. And thank you, Jeff, for being our cameraman. I think Jeff should actually have
Yeah,
to taste
poor
it
Jeff. Yes.
on film, even though we know how much he loves the apple crisp. I think he should have to try it.
Oh, I love this stuff.
We'll
Think
work
back
for
in
you.
the oven though for a little bit to make the apples softer.
Well, we only had so much time. See what time it is? We finished right on time. High five.
Amazing.
Thank you all so much for coming out and watching the show. Thank you, Dawn and Mike and Susan and everybody that's on. Thank you, Tanner. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys learned how to make these two amazing desserts. They are so fabulous. Make sure you leave the avocado mousse in the refrigerator overnight. Check out my YouTube. All of this will be on the YouTube channel, so I'll take it from the Facebook Live and put it on YouTube. The show is youtube.com/eating with V. My whole page is there, the better butter, anything you want to see. Please subscribe, like my stuff, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yay. That's awesome, V.
That's so fun.
Oh my God, this is really, really good. I'm not just saying that.
Well, we want you to tell the truth. Oh, look at everybody commenting. Yay!
The Chivia stuff, you can just toss that shit out.
Stevia's, oh.
I just got to